We are back. We just got done with Fortune Mania 2, the biggest event of the year for heavy arm wrestling. And we are joined by the real McCoy, Mr. JDX.
Live in the
Thanks so much for being
flesh.
here. It is a pleasure. This is the second official interview we've ever actually done.
Awesome.
The show actually has a new title, which every time I've come up with questions for you and our former guest, Mr. Darren Corbin, I can always come up with only 13. So we just decided to call it 13 subjects, 13 cards subject to change.
Gotcha.
It's what we're doing.
I thought you were going to say 13 questions why. I was like, okay.
I can't do that. There's a little controversy about my house. The girl's not a fan of the show, so I can't really talk about it. It's very sensitive subject.
I got you.
So anyway, we just got done with the show. Mr. JDX, you were in the main event. Came up just short of the real Nate. Am I getting that correctly?
Little Nathan Edwards.
Yeah, little Nate.
I call him Nathaniel Edwards because he's from Iowa, the suburbs, and he's like a rapper, so I just really know Nathaniel.
Yeah, our section just couldn't stop calling him Butterbean, so I guess that's what we're going
Yeah, with the shorts.
Well,
B-Rad from Boo didn't stick.
Little mini Butterbean. So anyway, all right, but you actually recently competed in the, I believe, season finale of MAW, which was the last event we were just at, successfully winning the MAW championship. So now you are a dual champion here in Minnesota.
I am. Table for 3.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So obviously that's something that's a little taboo in like major wrestling companies these days. These guys having 2 belts, and I mean you're in sort of 2 different companies with that because you just regained the AWF championship, which was your second time, I believe. Most of this information comes off cagematch.net. So how correct they are, we don't know. So,
Oh man, they're pretty accurate. They're accurate.
Yeah.
Second time.
Yeah. So what does 2 belts from 2 different companies at the same time really mean to you at this point?
It's really surreal. Like you just said it, like I just have to take it in. Like I looked up to the ceiling, I'm like, JDX, what does it really mean? It's awesome. Like to know that companies believe in me enough to like be their top guy, to like, close out. That's very complicated.
And you've only been with really competing with heavy on over the last sort of year.
Not even a year, man. It's been since I believe it was November 17th. They showed Black Sunday. That was my debut for heavy on wrestling. So
So Marcus Gold, who was another administrator from Philadelphia, I sent him a few clips of you, and he was immediately taken back at everything you've done. You've become star in his eyes.
That is true. It is true.
Yes. His undisputed GOAT is Jay Lethal, actually.
Oh, snap.
That's sort of his, that's the outlook.
That's his guy.
Yeah, that is his guy. He pushes him all day, and he actually has said a few times he sort of sees a lot of those qualities in you. And I mean, Jay Lethal's been at the top of a lot of major companies for a long time, and he kind of came up with a few things for you. And so we like to ask questions sort of on the same spectrum as you would in a normal interview, but also differently. So a little bit of what got you into the professional wrestling business, but more importantly, why did you get into the professional wrestling business? Because there's a lot of different reasons for this business.
What got me into it? Oh man. So like being in high school, it was always like, ever since I was 8, it was always like, a lot of people like to say dreams and stuff like that. I like to say goals because like dreams are like when you sleep. I try to look at it as a goal. So let's say I use it, it was a goal of mine to become a professional wrestler since I was the age of 8. And like, real life kind of happens. Like, I feel like we've all been there. Like sometimes in class, it's like, oh, Justin, like, what do you like? It's like,
weird kid.
I like wrestling.
Yeah.
No, not the weird kid, but it's like, it's not the proudest thing. It's not the most thing to be proud of.
And you're from Chicago, Illinois.
Yes, sir.
Originally, which has a rich wrestling history. Obviously, a lot of great moments there. And so, but I mean, is that still a little taboo to like kids in high school to want that dream?
Yes, it's very taboo. That's what I was leading to. Like, man, like to say that in front of everyone. Like, okay, so Justin, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And it's like, what was that? I want to be a professional wrestler. And then the whole class kind of like, chuckling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like garbage man. It's not a firefighter. It's not something that's very normal. You know what I mean? So like through high school, stuff started happening. I didn't go to college, so I was just like, you know what, like, I was sitting in the gym one day and I was like sitting there, I was looking out the window and I said to myself, I won't be happy unless I at least try.
Really?
Yep. And so then I started doing my due diligence, trying to do my homework to see, what school I should go to and whatnot.
So now the school that you ultimately are from what is actually the Academy.
Yes, sir.
School of Professional Wrestling, run by Ken Anderson. Now Ken Anderson has been all over Minnesota. The Green Bay thing, he needs to tone back on that a little
I
bit.
agree.
He's in the wrong state for that. But he's a guy that a lot of people remember him mostly for his run with the major company up north, as they're deemed by most people. Now, my biggest thing to you is, what, in your opinions, because there are guys who have wrestling school all over the country. A lot of big name guys. He's not necessarily someone that I think anyone really ever thought was going to have a wrestling school. I think he almost was like, really, that's the teacher? What have you taken away as a graduate or as someone who has been to that school? What is that school like?
The school's awesome. So as you know, as you already stated, I moved here from Chicago, whatever. I'm originally from Chicago, so moved here to Minneapolis, and I wanted to be there 5 days a week. And back when Sean Navarre was there, he currently works at WWE now. Him and Ken were just talking hey man, maybe we should make it 5 days a week. So the fact that we're allowed to go there 5 days a week, the fact that we're allowed to have open gym after that to work on our craft, you know what I mean? It's awesome. And then the fact that we have someone that is well traveled, someone that is an international superstar in Ken Anderson, in Sean Navarre, in Eric Cannon, we're learning from some of the best that have ever done this, and are still doing this. You know what I mean? So it's awesome to say the least.
When I hear that, I think of the DVD "Thy Kingdom Come" of a ultimate pantheon great, Mr. Triple H, where he went right to Vince McMahon's office, and he thinks one of the biggest things he ever said to Vince was he wanted to work 300 days.
Right, exactly.
Basically, I'm sitting here.
Think about that all the time.
So my biggest question to you is, because this was a question that we actually asked Darren Corbett off camera. Now, there's a company that's coming up. They have a huge thing coming up. They are known as All Elite Wrestling. I mean, you can't talk about wrestling these days and they don't come up. It's just impossible. Now, recently they've pulled back on some claims that they were originally making for their TV show. Now they originally said there was going to be an off season, but obviously in the world of professional wrestling, if there's an off season, people don't see you, people forget you, and all this thing. I mean, obviously with the bumps and bruises, does an off season, in your opinion, make sense to this sport, or is this like the one sport that if you take time off and people don't see you, there's just no coming back?
I don't feel like there's no coming back. I feel like there is it's like double sword. So as you said, it's good for the workers who are wrestlers to have off season because we get to heal. You know what I mean? We get time with our families, all that good stuff. And then at the same time, it's time that it's basically losing TV time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not in front of a crowd. You're not.
We've seen what that has done to a lot of workers who got pushes in a lot of different companies, and then all of a sudden it's like they go and then they just can't recover from it.
For sure. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a double sword because you can deal with oversaturation of running every single week and have multiple shows on it. You know what I mean? Or it can be so I feel like AEW is doing a really good thing with having shows, having their bigger shows. You know what I mean? What is it, every other month or so? So
this summer they had 3 shows in about a month.
It's spaced out. You know what I mean? It's not an episodic running thing.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see how it does. I believe that they're going to do great. So.
There's a lot of speculation and a lot of people on different fences about that.
For sure.
I know you had this last night, so we were rooting for you to win that. Now, new champion and Eric Cannon. Do you think? I think you should get a shot. I mean, you had a great match with him to try to figure out who's going to go against Darren Corbett for sure this day, and it was down to you two. I think.
He spoke highly of you after the match.
Oh yeah, it did. So, do you think we should do another qualifying match or give you a shot. I think you should deserve a shot right up there with probably Airwolf. Maybe
I gotta agree with you.
guys. Yeah. But with the
I don't think you're going to take the high road.
Oh
and
yeah,
say no.
with the two championships there.
That's kind of hard.
With having the two championships there, having that third one, I mean, how big is that going to be?
And I was gunning for it. Look, guys, tonight I was gonna take all my championships, all three, as I was hoping, and I was gonna tell the host, the waitress, I need a table for 4. That's what I was planning on. You know what I mean? So
That would have been awesome.
it'll happen eventually.
Stand behind the dude in the black shirt.
It'll happen, man. For sure.
All right, so obviously this kind of has to come up in an interview. Do you have
You
a
gotta get the
favorite
shot
wrestler
stand behind the dude in the
now
black
that
shirt.
you've been in the ring with? Is like, I mean, do you have a favorite? Is there somebody that you look at and you're like, not necessarily I want to be that guy. Obviously, I feel like you're one of those people that's like you want this to be your thing.
Yeah.
You want this.
Absolutely.
You want this to be. You want to be the one and only real McCall. I mean,
For sure.
That's the thing. But I mean, like everyone's got someone that they look at and they say to themselves, I gotta watch that guy's match. I gotta see every match that guy has.
Absolutely.
Do you have one of those?
I have 3 guys coming to mind right
All
now.
right. Okay.
So,
Count down, bro.
spoiler alert, they're all black, they're all African
Oh,
American.
you
So
know
like,
what?
I kind of relate to that. If you ain't noticed.
There you go.
So, number 1, Ricochet.
Okay.
I have to watch what that guy does. Sometimes I don't watch the whole Raw in its entirety.
Oh, yeah.
But I have to like watch his matches because like he's good at, as Booker was like saying, like he's good at all of the little things, but also like the athletic things and psychology. And
That's
all
my
of
girlfriend's guy.
Really, Ricochet?
She's big into anime and she just looks at him as like a big anime.
Yeah,
He's a cartoon character.
He's a freaking superstar.
Oh,
He's
goodness.
a walking superstar.
Oh yeah.
Also, a shout out Ricochet's ring gear to Hiroshi Tanahashi, one of the
Nice.
greats themselves.
Absolutely. Number two. Let's say Cedric Alexander. I really
Okay.
enjoy his stuff. Just like it's crisp. Like
The man who got signed because the crowd literally would not let them end the show until they signed.
that match was freaking awesome. After watching that match, man, I had to hit the gym. I was like, all right, let me go hit the gym. That was before I started training at the academy. I was still back in Chicago watching that. I was like, man, I gotta. He's really good, to say the least. And then the third guy, recently new signed to NXT, ACH.
ACH.
That guy. is
Shout out to ACH. We haven't heard much from him recently, but certainly is one of those people. Certainly is one of those people that has never really had a bad match that I've seen.
Yeah, I agree.
Just a constant worker.
I agree. Man, he's phenomenal. I've seen him live one time.
Really?
It's just like put on 30 minutes and just like you didn't get bored. Like, man, how long is this gonna go on for? You know?
You never looked at the watch.
No.
As nice as it is, you never looked at the watch.
No, man.
So according to CageMatch.net, you've been in, well, updated as of tonight, almost about 95 to 100 matches since you started. Around that. I'm
I
sure.
have to fact check that.
You got to fact check that one?
I got it. I got it written down.
Okay.
I got it written down.
Okay. All right.
Tonight was something, but it's been more than 100 matches.
According to their results, though, you are on about 43% of victories, which for someone who's only really been around for a short time, a lot of companies seem to think very highly of you.
For sure.
A lot of companies seem to be coming to you and saying, we want you to be the last match. We want you to put that on. What does that mean only 2 years out of really the start of your, goal? I don't.
Nah, you're all good, man.
I don't want to use the wrong word.
I don't get like, man, hey, what did you say? Like, you know. But it means a lot, man. Like, so like when you say that, like, I'm always go. Gotta hit the gym, gotta hit training, gotta hit the shows. You know what I mean? Like now that you say that, I'm like really taking it all in. It's amazing. Like my peers, you know what I mean? Like they respect me and they always give me props and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh man, thank you. You know, like the humble, like, oh yeah, man, thank you, I appreciate it. But like when you say that, what does it really mean? And I take the time to have to think about it.
We got playing better. Go ahead.
It's very humbling, to say the least. You know, to know like that I put in all this work and to see it pay off. You know what I mean? So it's very satisfying. It's very, very satisfying, and it makes me very excited and sometimes nervous, and like, you know, sometimes I question myself. Like, shucks, like, are you really that good? Like, do you really deserve this? Is it just because like you have a nice look? Is it just because like you know you're like 200 pounds of like muscle or whatever? You know what I mean? Like so like is it honestly? And I'm gonna be real with you guys. Is it because you're black?
Okay, yeah, well, yeah.
Seriously, that's something that runs through my mind.
Right.
I receive these opportunities because I don't look like everybody else. You know what I mean? So whatever the true answers are to those questions, I just have to live with them and keep moving forward. You know what I mean? And take opportunities as they come in.
We don't like to pull punches in the lounge. We understand that culture changes. We understand that, you know, Kofi Kingston is the official first fully black African American heavyweight champion that company has ever had. And you know, whether or not that is an internal struggle with what someone looks like, or it's just a work rate, who knows? We're not going to delve into that at the moment. But I mean, that kind of leads into a question that Marcus is dying for you to answer here. So Marcus, this one's for you. So the consistency of the work rate, all the companies you work for, 2 belts. I mean, I could go on. The consistency. How do you not turn consistency into complacency? Because it seems like that is a huge topic on the internet, the dirt sheets, tons of people. Dave Metzler, who I'm not a huge fan of, but Dave, you're going to get a shout out on the show. Congratulations. He seems to always have this reporting of guys just seem to show up for their $500 and they're good for the game. So, like, what drives consistency over complacency?
This is very simple to be honest.
So like I said, 2 belts. I mean, a lot of guys kind of rest on that for as long as they could.
Heck no, man. Like I said, I wanted a table for 4 tonight.
He tried to add a 3rd one. He tried to add a 3rd one.
Because I'm not where I want to be.
Okay.
It's that simple. You know what I mean? Like I didn't get into wrestling, and I got a lot of heat for this when I first got to the Academy School of Professional Wrestling inside of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I had a lot of cheap love. I got a lot of heat for this. Came in. So what do you guys want for this? What do you guys want for this?
Why do I feel like that's exactly how he opens every class?
So I go, maybe 2 other guys went before me, and I go, I'm not here to do this as a hobby. Like I'm not here to be a weekend warrior. Like I'm here to like be like, and I got stuck. And Sean's like, WrestleMania? And I was like, yes, exactly, WrestleMania. So that's kind of my answer. Like that's what keeps me going. You know what I mean? Like I'm not where I want to be at.
Side note on that. So we obviously hear interviews of guys in WWE, other guys. Is that in the wrestling world, indie, whatever you want to call it? Is that the show of shows? You want to work one of those? I mean, like, is that literally on everyone's bucket list? Is that show?
I feel like a lot of guys. So you have guys that are very honest about it, and then there are guys that you know they really want to, but they don't. And this is not a knock on anyone.
No.
Because I love my peers. But you know, like they say that they don't want to do it as a living. But like I feel it's still like for your hobby, you wouldn't put in that much work. You know what I mean? Like you have a lot of guys that put in a lot of
300
work.
days a year. It's the most common saying in all of
A lot
wrestling.
of guys
300
put in
days
a lot
a
of
year.
work just to say they want to do this as a weekend thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, hey man, this is what you want to get there. You know what I mean? Like you have to believe in yourself. Right. You know what I mean? So you can't like shy away from it and be timid about it. Like say it. Like I want to be in WWE. I want to wrestle for New Japan, a big show.
Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom. I knew it was like Kingdom something, but I couldn't think Wrestle Kingdom.
I mean,
I want to wrestle for all
It's perfectly fine. It was
All
once
In.
called literally just January the 4th. I mean, that was the name up until about 12 years ago.
Well, yeah, man. So like, you have to say those things. You know what I mean? You can't. To hell with this person that may laugh at that.
Yeah, and you said your goal was to be a professional wrestler.
Yes, sir.
Got that. So now, do you have a secondary goal in that, where you kind of said, like, yeah, like that big scale? Is that your next goal, or kind of a smaller step to see if you get that way?
Yeah. So like, now I'm currently at the point where like, shout out to Airwolf, because Airwolf is always telling me, he's like, hey Justin, like JDX bro, like you should be further than where you are. And it's not a knock on Minnesota. Minnesota's great, but he's like, hey man, you should be somewhere further than where you are. You got the look, your in-ring work is very smooth. Like you got what it takes. You know what I mean? Booker said the same thing tonight. So like,
Not exactly a small compliment. Yes. It's a 2-time Hall of Famer, ladies and gentlemen. Arguably the greatest tag team of all time. But please continue.
So like, yeah, like I'm trying to build up like my great matches, not great, stop, my good matches that I can send out to promoters and stuff like that to wrestle on, companies that have more cachet, companies that have more of a reputation that have been around. You know what I mean? So that's where I currently am. And also, like, in the meantime, like, yeah, I'm doing tryouts here, tryouts there to like possibly make it onto TV. You know what I mean? Because like, hell, we never know.
There's about 4 or 5 companies now that are announcing TV deals. So we got a lot of time to.
And like, for instance, Brandy Gore and I, we are going to Evolve tryout on August 16th through 19th, I believe it is, for 3 days down in Temple, Florida. It costs a big pretty penny.
Oh yeah.
You're investing in us. You know what I mean? So like, it's an opportunity to make it onto Evolve. It's an opportunity to get a tryout in NXT. You know what I mean? So yes, like I'm trying to get to those companies that are here, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to shoot for these companies that are up here. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Evolve has been a stepping stone for
A lot.
quite a few. I mean, just.
And they themselves are a promotion that a lot of people look at as this is quality. I mean, there's not. It certainly is not a step down.
And getting featured on network.
absolutely.
On that sort of awesome.
So, segue into this. I mean, you are obviously a dual champion of 2 different wrestling companies, so you don't necessarily need to put them on the spotlight. But is there a company, is there a promotion that you feel people know about or have heard about, underrated essentially, but people should pay more attention to? A company that really invested in it.
It's funny you asked that question.
Because we're trying to promote indie wrestling to people, because obviously there are people who are complaining about the big leagues, the this and that, and we're trying to show people there are tons of options out there.
Yeah, for sure.
We had D'Lo Brown talk about it. That was an interesting.
Yeah, so they just don't like it.
Turn the channel.
Turn the channel. Watch the numbers. There's a lot of.
Yeah.
So let me make sure I understand your question correctly. So it's are there any promotions? Like, are you asking here or like?
Anyway, I mean, anywhere, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say
you don't even necessarily need to have been in the company, but you may have had peers that have been there, and
gotcha.
and they talk highly of it.
Okay. I'm gonna say this man's promotion right here. Guided Training, First Wrestling.
First wrestling.
Yep.
First wrestling. We will be sharing a link.
And
to
that's
that.
first with a 1.
Yep.
First Wrestling.
So it's interesting you bring that up because I literally, even with Darren Corbin, that was a sore subject. Leroy got into that one. Yeah, deep breath, Leroy. His voice is not normal, folks. It's interesting because I have written down here 2 things: Minnesota history and obviously Eric Cannon. Eric Cannon's been on both sheets. Minnesota, there is no denying the history that they have. I think it's gotten lost because their history is more of a building block to this company, where it's sort of moved to New York, it's moved to Florida, it's moved to Japan, all these places. But obviously, it's all right. And obviously, but I mean, the history is embedded in this state of professional wrestling. And Eric Cannon is obviously, as he calls himself, a measuring stick around here. Darren, please don't hit me. That's what Leroy's. But Eric.
Yeah, I know. I'll be next. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm hopefully be ready.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, it's like, what does it mean though? Yes, Chicago has its own history, but you came to Minneapolis, but then you've stuck around and you've tried to build a name in a place that a lot of people tend to not think of it as a building block anymore.
Yeah,
but
anymore, exactly.
Yeah. Anymore. But I mean, like we're talking about. The MAW Grand Slam 2. I mean, the Minnesota Wrestling Hall of Fame. Hawk and Paul Elwood are not exactly small names in the history of wrestling. So to be inducted into the Minnesota Wrestling Hall of Fame is something. So what does it mean to build your reputation in a place that, let's be honest, in wrestling, you're fighting ghosts of legends, essentially. I mean, you're chasing.
Again, man, it's gonna sound very cookie cutter. Like, sorry in advance, but like it's very humbling. It is like I don't want to knock on their states and stuff like that, but like to know that the greats have come through here, and like to know that I possibly can be in the Minnesota Wrestling Hall of Fame one day, it's very humbling. Very humbling.
Man, a few words, but they certainly mean a lot to you, obviously.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because this seems to be something that I mean, it sounds cliche, but you fight for this. I mean, this is something that you fight and sacrifice for.
Yes.
So Marcus obviously is very big on Jay Lethal. He's big on a bunch of other guys. Black wrestlers, he wants that to be shown, obviously. So his biggest question ultimately is something that you want to bring about change to in this business? If you ever have a platform, I mean, it can be something as simple as the guys get health insurance to, you know.
You're stealing my answers. Stealing my answers. You believe that, Leroy?
Think like
Yeah.
Again, like that may be these are very cliche answers, but yeah, the healthcare. Yeah, maybe obviously not a real extended one, but
Right.
one that exists.
Fair.
Period. You know what I mean? It's one that exists.
Because I mean, we say 300 days a year, and the average person who's not in sports like, oh, it's 365 total days. But you guys aren't off 65 days in a row. You're off 1 or 2 days in between 40 on. I mean, it's literally.
Well, yeah, not me personally, but
Yeah.
yeah, I get what you're saying. Like wrestlers in general, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's a grind. It is a grind. Like last week, I did Rockfest and had 5 matches in 3 days, and like I was feeling it. And I went to camp like 3 days in a row, and then I did the Rockfest, man. So I was feeling it. You know, it's almost like you have to build that callous stuff. God, you know what I mean? But like.
Even though still your answers, obviously, you feel so passionate about them.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can still talk.
So like, yes, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? But like you said, if given an opportunity, hypothetically speaking,
Yeah.
if I'm given an opportunity, if JDX is given an opportunity to make one change, well, let's say 2 changes.
That's fine.
Yeah, then those are definitely.
Subject to change.
There we go. Yeah.
All right, well, fantastic.
Those would be it.
Leroy, I really only got one more thing here. Anything you'd like to ask before we get to the very final thing, which is going to.
I'm just thankful, glad,
Thank you.
glad to watch a few matches that we've seen, and I'm looking forward to taking you somewhere. You know, either up in Kennedy or anywhere. I mean, we travel. We're beginning to do that a lot, and to see all these matches, getting out to everybody saying, "Hey, watch this guy. Watch this guy." Yes. Find him on.
And you've obviously been
look
looking
at
at the lounge as a
Yeah.
platform and
Yeah.
shared a
Heck
few
yeah.
things.
Heck yeah.
And you know, you were actually the second ever indie wrestler of the day for us, and not just
Which is
indie wrestler.
crazy.
You were the wrestler of the day, and that is actually Marcus's thing. And he flat out said, check this guy out because he's going places, he's got stuff, and it's tight. Is basically what he's saying.
Yeah, and we do have our top 50. Or top 50. Yeah, I'm probably gonna.
You got 2 championships, man.
Come on.
Somebody can
Probably
put you
gonna
in
get a
there.
vote
guys.
on that from
You got 2 titles, man. You got 2 titles.
My
If-
first, my
if
first
it-
year doing it, I voted.
If it helps,
Arrow
Green,
fan.
if it helps, Green Arrow made fun of yourself.
No joke. Stephen Abel.
Stephen Amell was in our top 50.
Amell, there we go.
It's an actual thing that happened. Yes.
Hey, he was on WWE, man.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, everybody have a choice for picking a wrestler. This guy,
Look him up.
for a top. I think he deserves to be in there.
He's been as
We
consistent as
mentioned
anybody
Evan.
else this year that you can find.
Thank you, guys.
I mean, Eugene has got Will Ospreay. Kind of hard to compete with that guy right now with what he's been doing.
Yes.
But anyway, so
Don't even mention me and him in the same sentence.
oh, come on. All right, so the last thing that I often have is there a future competitor that, let's say, either A, you haven't faced, or B, you faced, but you feel like there is so much more to right?
Oh, yeah. So like I can say those 3 guys that I named earlier: ACH, Ricochet, and Cedric Alexander. And then one guy that I faced tonight, Arrow.
Okay.
Arrow. Like we faced each other one time 1-on-1, and like it was phenomenal. And like I was maybe like I came from NXT. So I was like 10 months in at the time. So like, naturally I feel like I've gotten better. So like, and he's killing it, in MLW and stuff like that. So he's only getting better. And I'm getting better. So we put that.
No one has any excuse not to know Airwolf because he's on MLW.
Facts.
Yeah. Yeah, no
we
excuse.
put that in
guys.
one ring, one venue. Stuff would get crazy.
Well, Mr. JDX, it has been an absolute pleasure. Fantastic show tonight. Again, a little short, but that's the breaks of the business. But we want to thank you so much for the time. It was a little hard getting together, but you know what? Those things happen. But honestly, thank you, and we look forward to talking to you in the future.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys.
We'll see you guys next time.